Life is a constant interplay of relationships. Some nurture us, while others drain us. Some elevate us, while others break us. And in this ever-evolving journey of human connection, one of the hardest decisions we will ever make is recognizing when to walk away. Stoicism, a philosophy rooted in resilience, emotional mastery, and rationality, teaches us that relationships should align with virtue, self-growth, and inner peace. If a relationship, be it with a friend, family member, or partner, consistently disrupts your tranquility, it may be time to let go. Today, we explore 11 Stoic signs that indicate you should end a relationship, even if it is with family or a close friend. These principles, inspired by the teachings of Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, and Seneca, serve as timeless wisdom in navigating the complexities of human interactions, helping you detach from toxic dynamics and prioritize your own well-being. 1. The relationship lacks virtue and integrity. Stoicism emphasizes virtue as the highest good. If a relationship is built on dishonesty, manipulation, or moral corruption, it directly contradicts the Stoic ideal of living a virtuous life. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If someone consistently lies, betrays, or manipulates, they are shaping your soul with negativity. Staying in such a relationship damages your character, making it essential to cut ties before it corrodes your own values. A friend who encourages deceit, a family member who thrives on dishonesty, or a partner who consistently disregards truth is leading you away from wisdom, not towards it. 2. Emotional manipulation and control. One of the core Stoic beliefs is control, understanding what is within your control and what is not. If someone constantly controls your thoughts, actions, or emotions through guilt, gaslighting, or coercion, they are violating your autonomy. Epictetus reminds us, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Emotional manipulation traps you in a cycle of self-doubt, guilt, and psychological bondage. Recognizing manipulation is key to reclaiming your emotional freedom. Stoicism teaches that our happiness is not dependent on others' approval, and a relationship that thrives on control rather than mutual respect is unworthy of your presence. 3. Lack of mutual respect and growth. A relationship should serve as a mutual path to growth, wisdom, and enlightenment. If someone constantly dismisses your opinions, belittles your dreams, or disregards your aspirations, they are obstructing your progress. Seneca wisely said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." If a relationship consistently drags you backward rather than forward, it is time to reevaluate its purpose. A true friend or partner will encourage your growth, not suppress it. 4. The presence of repeated betrayals. Stoicism advises us to accept human imperfection, but it does not advocate for allowing repeated betrayal into our lives. While forgiveness is a virtue, being repeatedly deceived by the same person is not an act of kindness, it is an act of self-neglect. Marcus Aurelius states, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be." Be 1. A person who consistently breaks trust is demonstrating who they truly are. It is up to you to recognize this pattern and choose to detach. Betrayal corrodes relationships like rust on iron, slowly but irreversibly. 5. They do not reciprocate effort or care. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, and one thing we cannot control is how others treat us. A relationship must be a two-way street, not a dead end. If you are the only one making efforts, showing kindness, or carrying emotional burdens, it is a sign of imbalance. Epictetus reminds us, "A wise man is content with his own good deeds." While we should act virtuously without expecting rewards, a relationship where one constantly gives and the other only takes leads to exhaustion. If they do not reciprocate effort, they are merely using you, not valuing you. 6. The relationship brings more pain than peace. Stoicism teaches us that our ultimate goal is tranquility and inner peace. If a relationship constantly fuels anxiety, stress, or sorrow, it is contradicting this principle. Marcus Aurelius instructs, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." If being around someone requires constant emotional labor, walking on eggshells, or enduring mistreatment, the Stoic choice is to let go. No relationship is worth sacrificing your mental peace. 7. They disrespect your boundaries. Personal boundaries are an extension of self-respect. If someone disregards your boundaries, whether emotional, physical, or intellectual, it signifies a lack of respect. Epictetus advises, Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. If someone persistently disrespects your limits, they are not aligned with your values. True relationships honor space, autonomy, and individuality. If someone demands more than you can give or forces you into discomfort, they are not meant to stay in your life. 8. You feel obligated, not valued. Relationships should be chosen, not endured out of obligation. Many people hold on to toxic relationships due to societal pressure, family expectations, or guilt. Stoicism teaches us to act based on reason, not obligation. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If you stay in a relationship simply because you have to, rather than because it genuinely adds value to your life, it is time to reconsider. 9. They bring out the worst in you. A healthy relationship should inspire you to be better, not worse. If someone constantly provokes anger, jealousy, insecurity, or resentment within you, they are not serving your growth. Stoicism teaches emotional mastery, and if a relationship consistently disrupts your inner balance, it may be best to detach. Seneca states, as long as you live, keep learning how to live. Surround yourself with those who elevate your spirit, not those who drown it in negativity. 10. The relationship exists out of fear. Many people remain in relationships out of fear. Fear of being alone, fear of confrontation, or fear of the unknown. Stoicism teaches us that fear is an illusion. Epictetus instructs, he who is free has nothing to fear. A relationship founded on fear is a prison, not a partnership. True connections thrive on love, not coercion. If fear is the only thing keeping you together, it is time to let go. 11. They do not acknowledge their faults. In a virtuous relationship, both parties take responsibility for their actions. If someone consistently refuses to acknowledge their mistakes, refuses to apologize, or shifts blame, they are not mature enough for a healthy relationship. Marcus Aurelius states, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. If they refuse to self-reflect, they are unwilling to grow, making the relationship stagnant and unhealthy. Conclusion: detaching from a relationship is never easy. It requires courage, resilience, and deep self-reflection. But Stoicism teaches us that true peace comes from aligning with virtue and wisdom, not clinging to relationships that no longer serve us. Letting go is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of strength. Epictetus wisely said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. Free yourself from relationships that chain your spirit, suppress your growth, or manipulate your emotions. Walking away from toxicity is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of self-respect. The people you allow into your life shape your destiny. Choose wisely, and never be afraid to choose yourself. Letting go of relationships, especially those deeply woven into our lives, is one of the hardest choices we will ever make. But Stoicism reminds us that what is difficult is often what is necessary. Walking away from a relationship that no longer serves you is not a failure. It is an act of wisdom, a declaration that you will not compromise your peace for the sake of comfort or familiarity. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we should never be slaves to anything outside of ourselves. The world teaches us to endure toxic relationships, to sacrifice our well-being for the sake of loyalty. But true loyalty begins with loyalty to oneself, to one's values, one's peace, and one's own journey of growth. If a relationship forces you to betray yourself, it is not love, it is a prison disguised as companionship. Think of your life as a grand journey, where every person you meet is a fellow traveler. Some will walk with you for a long time, others for only a short while. Some will guide you towards wisdom and virtue, while others will lead you towards suffering and distraction. Epictetus warns us not to cling to anything impermanent, for everything outside of our control will eventually change. People will come and go, but what remains constant is your own mind, your own soul, and the principles you choose to live by. The path of a Stoic is not one of attachment, but of purpose. If a relationship aligns with virtue, it is worth keeping. If it contradicts it, it is worth releasing. But how do you find the strength to let go? Stoicism teaches us that all suffering comes from resistance. The more we resist the reality that a relationship is unhealthy, the more pain we create for ourselves. Acceptance is the key to liberation. Seneca reminds us that time is our most valuable resource. We must not waste it on relationships that drain us, that make us question our worth, or that stifle our growth. Instead, we should invest our energy in those who uplift us, who challenge us to be better, and who walk beside us with mutual respect and integrity. Detachment does not mean indifference. You can let go of someone and still wish them well. You can walk away and still have love in your heart. The difference is that your love is no longer at the cost of your own peace. Stoicism does not teach us to be cold, it teaches us to be wise. There is no virtue in suffering unnecessarily. If a relationship is causing you repeated pain, step back and ask yourself, would a wise man remain in this situation? If the answer is no, then you already know what you must do. True strength lies in choosing growth over comfort, wisdom over familiarity, and peace over chaos. Not every person in your life is meant to stay forever. Honor the lessons they brought, release them with grace, and continue your journey towards self-mastery. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The greatest act of self-love is the willingness to walk away from anything that no longer serves your highest good. Now, it is time for you to decide. Will you stay bound to relationships that bring you down, or will you rise above, unshackled, free, and unstoppable? The choice is yours.